What is up, guys? Today we are going to be doing our first laddering session for the Pokemon World Majors. We're going to be doing the UU tier. I've already been laddering a little bit. We are 6-0 currently, so we're going to be trying to get as many wins as possible to get picked up by a team, as was mentioned in the announcement video earlier. So yeah, we're going to be jumping into this tier. I'm using a team. This is actually really funny. What I did is, and I've been doing this for a couple of tiers now. I've been looking into, if you go here on Pokemon Showdown, right here in the middle, there's usage stats. This opens a new page, and you have archives here of basically the top usage for every tier that exists on Smogon, Pokemon Showdown. So I went to UU. I think this is ratings down here. They're split up by increments of 130 on the UU ladder. So we go into the highest one, and if you see here, Salamence, Florges, Mamoswine, Zapdos, Entei, Cobalion. Now this doesn't always work, as the OU tier will prove. Most of the ones at the top are ground types, so you can't just make a team out of that. But in this particular case, I took those exact 6 Pokemon, made a team out of them. Not Dragon Dance Salamence, were Choice Scarf, so that puts in a lot of work late game. If you kill fairies off, which you can do with Cobalion, you can do with Entei relatively reliably. We have a Defogger and Zapdos to support both Salamence and Entei, obviously. We have Florges with Synthesis, Calm Mind, Moonblast, Aromatherapy, which is really good team support if Entei gets paralyzed or poisoned, or if anything else gets statused, really. Florges is there just to heal everything off. Zapdos has Roost, so that's another self-healer. And then we have Life Orb, Mamoswine, and offensive Pivot, Cobalion, which everything works really well together, which is really a surprise. So what we'll do is we'll just jump into a game. We'll try to get as many wins as possible, as I stated before. This guy has a Slurpuff and a Doublade, which really kind of scares me. But again, Entei puts in so much work on this team, it's crazy. We just need to get rid of Arcanine and then fire off Sacred Fires at that point, so... what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lead with, what's my best lead? I think Mamoswine is my best lead, as Arcanine leads on his side. Now, we are thick fats, so we should be able to take a hit relatively well. I don't know the tier too well, so I am going to... Oh, hold on a second. Where is my calculator? There it is. I am going to run this calc. I want to see how much Mamoswine, UU Life Orb Attacker, does to Arcanine, the defensive set, because that's what I think he is. UU defensive at -1. That's with Intimidate. Yeah, that's already with the Intimidate drop. Man, that does a lot. Okay. So we're just going to fire off an Earthquake here. I'm going to get off as much damage as possible, as he actually is offensive. As he goes for a Flare Blitz, he's going to take himself out, which is really good, because now Entei can have a lot of fun. So we just need to weaken the Donphan a little bit, then fire off Sacred Fires, and we're pretty much good from that point on. Now, I don't want him going into Slurpuff for free, so I think I'm just actually going to go Cobalion. That'll keep his Absol from staying in. He's going to go Donphan, so we're going to be able to get up the rocks, but he is a spinner, so I don't know if this is the best play. I might just go Florges here and try to bait in his Doublade, but if he gets up rocks for free, that's pretty bad for me too. So I'm just going to get up my rocks. I don't care if he EQs. He actually does go for his own Stealth Rock, so that's good. I'm tempted to fire off an Iron Head, just play off the flinch, but that's obviously not my best play. We're just going to go Zapdos here and fire off a couple of HP Ices. Does about 40% to non-assault vested Donphan, so he's going to go for EQ here. We are pretty safe to just Hidden Power Ice. Break this thing sturdy, just to support Entei once again. So he's going to go for Ice Shard. He's actually going to get a crit there. That's not going to matter too much. We are just going to fire off another Hidden Power Ice. Again, I just want to weaken this thing, put it in Entei's Sacred Fire range. If we can do that, that's great. His Slurpuff could want to come in, but we actually get a crit back on him, so that's nice. Zapdos is still alive, so we can defog later if we really want to get Entei in for absolutely free. And we'll see what he wants to do from here. Personally, I would go Absol. That seems like the best play. As he actually chooses to go Espeon, so that's not too bad either, but we are specially defensive Zapdos, so I am just going to roost off the damage. He could set up screens, which would be a little problematic. He actually goes for Trick, so not too bad. He was Choice Scarfed, so that's good. We're going to roost. We're going to get off this damage, and now I can pretty safely go into Florges here, as he can't Trick anymore, so I'm perfectly fine with taking a Trick on Zapdos. I'd rather take it on that than on Florges. Obviously, Florges doesn't do too much because of the Doublade, which I'm kind of predicting here. So, I really want to double into Entei right now. But I don't want to take the rocks damage for nothing. And if his Espeon actually does go for an attack, we could be in a little bit of trouble. We won't have anything to reliably take that thing out. Barring +1 Salamence, but as long as the rocks are up. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to pull the switch. He actually does stay in. Let's see what he goes for. He's just going to go for another Psyshock, so that's going to do a lot of damage. Do I want to let this thing go down right away? Not really. I'm tempted to just go Salamence and just fire off an Earthquake at this point, just to get off damage on this thing, and then Cobalion can come in and kill it with an Iron Head. Or I can just go for E-Speed and rely on Salamence later in the game. That's another option. So, Slurpuff is the problem. What can I have in to prevent it from going for a Belly Drum? That would only be Cobalion. So yeah, I'm going to have to E-Speed here. As he actually chooses to go straight into the Blade, so that's a good play on his part. Can't really do anything about that. I'm just going to go Zapdos. He's going to know that I'm Choice Locked, obviously, because he tricked me the Choice Scarf, so I'm just going to have to fire off Thunderbolts at this point. Even if he wants to go for SD right here, that would be his best play, because I can't hit him, obviously, right now. So, and if I want to go for Defog, that's not a very good idea, because then he can get up another one, so... just going to go for T-Bolt, try to weaken this thing. He can go for Shadow Sneak right here, that'd be perfectly fine. He goes for that and gets off 39%. We are going to get off the Thunderbolt damage, which is what we need for Salamence to be able to take this thing out. So, going to go for the T-Bolt again. Yeah, just going to go for it again. He's actually going to fail to take us out. That's great. We got a low roll right there. And unfortunately, I don't have any kind of priority to take this thing out, so he is going to get off a hit on something. And I think the best thing would probably be Cobalion, because then that forces in his Espeon. He's going to go for Shadow Sneak again. I just want to see, because we're not defensive Cobalion, how much we're going to actually take from this. Yu Cobalion offensive pivot versus the Blade. Swords Dance at +2. Shadow Sneak is going to do 34 roughly. But we are leftovers, so that's not too bad. Yeah, I'm just going to go into Cobalion. That's fine. Alternatively, I could have gone into Florges, but I don't know if Florges actually takes a +2 Shadow Sneak after Rock, so I think this is just our best overall play. And do I want to stay in here? Well, here's what I can do. I can actually Volt Switch. He'll go down to Rocks anyway, and what I'll do is I'll bring in Entei as a last-ditch effort. Now I can get off an E-Speed on something, and if he brings in the Slurpuff, then we can go for a Flare Blitz or a Sacred Fire. So this is a great position. Cobalion didn't get too weakened, so I'm still okay. We're still faster than Absol before the Mega Evolution, so we'll be able to get off a close combat on that. We should be okay to win this game, especially with Salamence now. Now looking at it, I can just Iron Tail everything. Granted, I have to hit, but... we'll just go for an E-Speed here, knock this thing down to 9%. He's going to go for a Psyshock, obviously. He's going to take us out. And now I want to bring in Salamence. Do I? How much do I do to Slurpuff? Slurpuff, Belly Drum versus Salamence. The Scarf set at +1 with Earthquake. Should be doing about 60%, 60 to 70. So after Rocks, I don't think he can actually Belly Drum, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because he's going to have taken more than... Well, we need a relatively decent roll, but I think just Salamence is my overall best play, honestly. And just clicking Earthquake. Alternatively, I could go for Iron Tail, but I think it comes out to about the same thing. So just going to Earthquake here, get our +1. And now he's kind of forced into Absol, which is good. He is going to go Absol, and Absol is faster than me after Mega Evolution. If it has Play Rough, does it take me out? I'm sorry I'm running so many Calyx guys. It's just this tier, and I really don't want to lose. So Cobalion, the UU offensive pivot once again. Play Rough does 27 to 32. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. I don't know why Rain keeps coming up. This is not the first time this happens. Just that it was left there from last time. If he goes for a... Hold on a second. Salamence. Let's go back to the Scarf set. We were just there, but Sucker Punch does not take me out, actually. So he can go for it, but it doesn't take me out. And now I definitely put his Slurpuff out of range of being able to Belly Drum, and then Florges can just come in and Moonblast and kill it. So yeah, just going to go for EQ. Should do about 80 to 90. Yeah, 83. There we go. He's going to get his... berry, and he's going to be faster than Cobalion, and I don't want him going for the... hold on, I'm just going to drop a GG because he did, but it's not technically over. If he crits my Florges, then we are in trouble. I'm just going to go for the Synthesis, as he is going to Play Rough. That's going to do 35%. We are going to Synth it off, and 35. I have to synthesis again, and I have to pray that he doesn't crit me. He's just going to forfeit, and we're going to take that one. Whew, that was a close game. Luckily, we played well around the... getting rid of Arcanine first turn was really clutch, because I wouldn't have been able to put in as much work with everything else. So, yeah, we are going to take that one, and we'll move on to the next one. I'll pause it until we get one. I won't make you guys wait around. Alright guys, so we got one, and this team is a lot scarier. This is the kind of team that I'm worried about facing, mainly because of Swampert and Aerodactyl, because I don't have very good answers to those things. I don't have any grass moves on the team, so as you can see, it's Swampert is definitely the most problematic thing. Florges can handle it, but as long as the Fortress is around, can't really do much. So, and the Toxicroak, of course. And then there's the issue of his Hydreigon having Flash Cannon. But anyway, let's move on. Let's just get, what do we want to lead with here? I'm going to lead with Cobalion, as he leads with Swampert, which is perfectly fine. He's definitely not Mega Pert, is he? No, he'd be set up Pert. I'm just going to go for Stealth Rock, because he's probably going to go for Zone. There we go. And I'm just going to... See, this is the problem. This is exactly why this thing is a big issue. I think it does a lot to Florges. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to go Zapdos here, as I can take any one hit, especially a Scald, because we are specially defensive. Once again, he is going to roar me out. So Entei's going to be dragged in, unfortunately, and I think I just have to Sacred Fire at this point. If I do that, how do I deal with his Fortress, though? I guess Zapdos can take it on. Yeah, we'll just Sacred Fire here. Hopefully he roars again. As we do get a burn, that's awesome. He's going to go for a Scald. It's going to do a lot. But now I'm going to go into Zapdos here. I'm going to keep my Entei alive, just because it can still kill the Fortress. It can kill the Florges, so and it can get off a lot of damage on anything, basically. So he's going to go for another Scald. That's awesome. We are going to go for the Roost here, and really hope he doesn't... oh, he actually switches. Okay. Probably wouldn't have made that play. Probably would have just gone for a Roar. I mean, your Swampert is burned at this point. It doesn't do much. Unless he's got Aromatherapy on his Florges, which is a possibility. But on this thing, I'm pretty comfortable just firing off a Thunderbolt, honestly. Trying to get a Para, mostly. Okay, so he does have Aromatherapy. And, do I want to just go into Cobalion here? He can Wish Pass into his Swampert, which is a problem. Hold on. How do I want to approach this? I'm going to go Mamoswine, mainly because it prevents his Swampert from coming in for completely free. I'm just going to go for a knockoff here, really hoping he switches into it. And if he doesn't, then at least we get the item off of Florges. But he's going to go into Fortress, so if this thing is Custap, we just got rid of it, and it is leftovers, so... it doesn't really make a big difference. But now, he's probably just going for Spin, right? I would assume. Earthquake doesn't do a lot. I know that much. Yeah, I'm just going to go Zapdos, because it's my only way of taking this thing on properly. As he's going to get up a Spike, which is okay. I'm just going to defog at this point. I don't mind my rocks not being up. His are doing a lot more damage to me, so... just going to get rid of them here. If he wants to go into Swampert, that's okay. I'll just Hidden Power Ice it. So he's going to go Florges. He's going to let it take damage. And, I mean, again, I have no answer for that Swampert. I don't know why he didn't Wish Pass into it. Like, literally, I have no answer for it. It's very strange. But, what did he have? He has Scald, Stealth Rock, Roar, probably Earthquake. But... I'm pretty safe to go into my Florges, because if he wants to Wish Pass into his Swampert, now he has to deal with a +1/+1 Florges, so I'm just going to do that. He's going to go into Toxicroak, actually. I don't think I take a Gunk Shot, I'm pretty sure. Toxicroak, you use Swords Dance versus Florges. You defensive support, but we are not defensive. We are specially defensive. If I'm not... No, we are. Hold on. Gunk Shot, no, definitely still takes us out. Alright, what do I do on this thing? Because this thing actually wrecks my team. Like, badly. If he goes for a fighting move here... No, I'm going to go Zap. I'm I'm going to go Zapdos because I don't know. I really don't know why I did that, actually. I guess we'll just try to get a Life Orb off. We're going to go Cobalion here. What's good is that he should be... he's definitely slower than us. What I'm going to do is Volt Switch. He's actually going to go Swampert, okay. So this thing has Stealth Rock, Roar, Scald. Earthquake definitely doesn't take me out. So I'm actually just going to fire off a close combat here. I'm just going to weaken this thing. I don't want this thing at full anymore. As he is going to set up rocks. I'm going to go close combat again. Bring this thing down to 9%. As he actually does have EQ. That is going to take us out, obviously, at that range. But what's good is that he's in HP Ice range. So I can just fire that off if I want to. And then I can defog away the rocks. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to... Should I defog first? No, I'm going to HP Ice because I don't want him to go into floor just for free. So we're going to get rid of that. Obviously, he can go Arrow here and knock out my Zapdos, and then that also means that Entei is knocked out. So not the best situation for us, as now I really don't have a way of taking down the Fortress. Yeah, that maybe wasn't the best play, but yeah, defog would have definitely been better there. Well, I'm going to hope he chokes and goes for Stone Edge and misses, and I'm going to try to defog here. We'll see what comes of that. Obviously, nothing much. He goes for Wing Attack. And just go for the Iron Tail here. Could do that. Could go Mamoswine. Stone Edge probably takes me out from this thing. But I think Mamoswine is actually my best play. Yeah, because if he goes into Fortress, then I can just Earthquake it twice afterwards. So yeah, we'll go for Icicle Crash here. As he goes 4E. We're just going to EQ. I hope it's a 2-hit KO. I don't think it is, but he's definitely not. We knocked off his leftovers before, so he's going to get up spikes here. That's going to hinder our team even more. I'm just going to EQ again. As he's going to take it. Is he going to go for Gyro Ball here? He is. He's just going to straight knock us out. But now that his Fortress is weakened, hold on a second. Wait up. Hold on. How much does Iron Tail? We can still win, actually, because he let that get so weakened. To Fortress, defensive Rapid Spin. Iron Tail does not do enough. So that means we have to go into Florges. Knock him out that way. Because if I let him Gyro Ball my Salamence, I'm dead. I need to put myself in a position where I can Iron Tail everything and win. So let's go Florges. And at this point, I'm actually kind of hoping he knocks me out. But my Moonblast should take him out, right? Yeah, it should. Okay. That's okay, though, because if he goes into his Toxicroak here, yeah, exactly. Now we can just Moonblast. He can Gunk Shot. He can miss, too, so. But he doesn't there. So we can go Mence. And now what I'm going to do is kind of just want to Earthquake this, and then I can switch back in, and then I can start Iron Tailing everything. Yeah. So we're just going to Earthquake here. We're going to take out his Toxicroak. Obviously, he can go into Hydreigon, but we still have a Sack. So hopefully he goes Aerodactyl here. That would be amazing. Oh my god, he actually does. We're going to Sack Entei, and then we're going to go for Iron Tail. I don't know if Iron Tail actually takes out Aerodactyl from this range. I'm just going to calculate real quick, too. Aerodactyl, Mega, All-Out Attacker. Iron Tail has a chance to. It's a very slim chance, but it's still a chance. Yeah. That's jolly. I gotta go for it. As we miss out on that, get the defense drop, and he's gonna hit the Stone Edge. Had he missed there, we still had a chance to win, but that's gonna be a good game there. I'm just gonna drop a GG for him, and we'll move on to the next game. But it's a fun game nonetheless. It's very hard for my team to deal with Swampert, unfortunately. I might actually switch something up. I'm going to look at it real quick, and then I'll be right back. Yeah. Alright guys, so I switched up Hidden Power Ice on Zapdos for Hidden Power Grass, simply because we have Mamoswine, we have Ice Shard Pressure, so I don't feel like I necessarily need the Hidden Power Ice on Zapdos. It's nice sometimes to be able to hit ground types, obviously, but technically Hidden Power Grass can do the same thing, so... and the biggest ground type is Swampert and Quagsire in this tier, apparently, as we can see on the other side of the field, so that's pretty good. We can definitely handle this team. I think I'm just going to. I see. When I see Arcanine, I'm super tempted to lead Mamoswine immediately, as we can obviously do a lot of damage to this thing. So, regardless of if he's okay, so that just takes him straight out even at -1. All right, bye bye Arcanine. That's awesome. So I guess the last one, I think the first game was a roll, most likely. So, as Crobat's gonna come in. But we have a pretty good answer for Crobat, being Zapdos. So, because like nothing he does can really hurt me too much. As he actually goes for Brave Bird, that's great. That does no damage. And I'm pretty free to... I'm just going to Roost here, actually. He's going to U-turn. I'm expecting Steelix to come in and not Quagsire, as it actually is Quagsire. Okay, so let's fire off the Hidden Power Grass. Let's see how much it does to this thing. I'm curious. I know how much it does to Swampert. It does about 50 to 60. And to this thing, it does 66, so that's really great. As he actually goes for Sludge Bomb, he gets the poison, but we still have Aromatherapy on Florges. I was thinking of switching that out for Energy Ball. I think Florges gets its Energy Ball, I'm pretty sure. So I'm actually going to... what do I want to go into here? I'm going to go to Mamoswine. I didn't think he would stay in, honestly. That's a bold play, but okay. I'm just going to go Florges now, as he goes for a Scald, which does absolutely nothing. It does 11.9, so... now I can Aromatherapy my Zapdos. Is he faster than me? No, he's not. We actually outspeed him by 1 point. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Aromatherapy here. Just cure my my poison. And that Sludge Bomb is actually doing nothing. It's doing 17%. That's a super effective hit, man. That's crazy. As I can go for Calm Mind here. As this Kyurem comes out, that's awesome. This thing... I don't think this thing can touch me. What can it hit me with? Like, if I'm him, I switch out into either Crobat or Steelix, but he chooses to go for a Blizzard instead. An accurate move, and I'm at +1. That would do absolutely nothing. I don't care for your specs. I don't care what you are. I'm just going to go for another Moonblast. He's going to miss another Blizzard. That's unfortunate. The first miss was alright, but like 2 in a row, that's... like. I feel bad about that, as he's going to forfeit, so we're going to take that game. I should be uploading these, actually, because I'm supposed to be being scouted, so just going to do that. And I think we have time for one more. We're at 23 minutes. I wanted to keep this one shorter, but that was a really short battle. I don't want to leave it on that, so this guy has a funny name. All right. Salamence puts in work in this game. We need to get rid of Glalie and weaken his Donphan, and we can Earthquake sweep him from there on. So what do I want to lead with? I definitely want to lead with, if we want to weaken this and take this out. Cobalion takes this out, but he has switches for it. I'm going to lead Entei. As he leads Glalie. That's awesome, because now we get off a Sacred Fire on something. And nothing wants to take this. This is the reason Entei is so high up on the usage, guys, is because you'll see right here. Nothing switches into this. That's 41%. That's a defensive Pokemon. This is Choice Banded Entei. If that burned, he could not switch into me anymore, and he wouldn't even be able to knock me out with Earthquake. I think Earthquake's a roll from here, but I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to go straight into Zapdos here, as I can Hidden Power Grass him after, or I can just Defog here. He is leftovers. He's getting back a little bit of health, so I do kind of want to weaken him. At the same time, his switch into... Haxorus is kind of obvious. I could have HP Ice, though, so that's not a very good switch. I'm just going to HP Grass here. Do a little bit of damage. Well, a little bit. That's 44, so... and I'm going to Defog here. As another Hidden Power Grass will take him out even after the leftovers, so... So yeah, we're going to get rid of Rocks, which is quite essential for Salamance's sweeping. He does have a Lucario. If it's banded with E-Speed, it could do a lot of damage, so... I want to be able to switch in Salamence into certain moves as well. So he's going to go Tentacruel here, as I'm going to Defog. Well, I'm just going to go for T-Bolt. Like, Tentacruel v Zapdos, that's not a very good matchup for you. So he's going to scald me here. He's not going to get a burn. I'm just going to go for another Thunderbolt, honestly. He can pivot around into Donphan and get some lefties recovery, but he obviously doesn't choose to do that. He's just going to scald me again. He's not going to get a burn once again, and Hidden Power Grass, does that take you out? No, if Thunderbolt's only doing 45 or 46, I don't think HP Grass takes him out in the slightest. I'm actually just going to Roost here. He's going to protect, and that was a good play. As you can see, he had Protect, so just going to T-Bolt again. Essentially, he's either losing his Tentacruel here, which I don't really want him to lose, technically, because it supports the Salamence sweep for him to have something else weak to Earthquake. It gives me 3 Earthquake targets, so I don't necessarily want to take him out here, but I'm not going to lose the opportunity to be able to take out his Tentacruel and then set up rocks to break potential sashes, weaken the Glalie, as he's just going to forfeit. So that's another game I'm going to have to leave that way. Unfortunately, we're going to upload that one as well. I think we are 8-1 after the laddering, 9-1 possibly. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm just going to bring up my rank here. Let's see. We are 9-1. Yeah, so we're 9-1. That's pretty good. It's bottom of the ladder, obviously, so it's going to get a lot harder from here on out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It's like I said, it's just a team I threw together with the top 6 mons in the tier from what I saw. So it works out pretty well. If you guys want to use it, definitely let me know how it goes, and leave a comment down below. And drop a like as well if you did enjoy the episode, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I can't wait to get picked up by this league. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave you on that. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one. Ciao.